The Case of the Missing Ring, or Reflections on the Folly of Pride. I, your humble chronicler, must confess that no human vice arouses in me such sad astonishment as pride. This affliction, like a tumor that grows in the human heart, compels a person to view himself as far more magnificent than he is in truth. And no incident illustrates this so vividly as the one that recently occurred in our town. The matter concerns a missing ring. And as this was not merely a ring, but a relic overgrown with legends, this tale, like its owner, demands special attention. Chapter 1. The Diamond's Entry onto the Stage of Follies. Our local gentleman, Mr. Horatio Pendleton, was, as the saying goes, a man who made himself, though, it must be noted, his fortune was but the result of an inheritance from an uncle who, to my profound conviction, was the only sensible member of that family. Mr. Pendleton, feeling an insurmountable need to demonstrate his greatness to the world, had acquired a diamond ring in London. This was not just a ring, but, as he claimed, the last tiny piece of a royal diadem that, according to him, was worn by King George III himself. Though, as I am aware, its true history was far more prosaic. It most likely belonged to the wife of some bankrupt Boston merchant and was sold for a pittance. Pendleton, with a haughty expression, showed it to everyone he met. He wore it on his finger as a symbol of his power, and even in moments when he, as they say, took off the mask from his face, the ring remained with him, like his shadow. His conversations always began with the story of its history and ended with tales of his own achievements, which, to my deep conviction, were as contrived as the diamond story. Chapter 2. A Catastrophe at Lord Wellington's Reception. The catastrophe occurred at Lord Wellington's annual reception, where all of our respectable society was gathered, which, it must be said, was prone to excessive grandeur and peculiar manners. Mr. Pendleton, of course, was there, and as always, his ring sparkled on his finger like a small sun. At one point, during a solemn speech by Lord Wellington, Mr. Pendleton, in a moment of excessive enthusiasm, raised his hand to applaud, and in that instant, the ring, as if freed from a yoke, slipped from his finger and vanished. For a moment, a silence fell upon the room, and then such a clamor arose that it seemed the heavens were about to open. Mr. Pendleton, with a horrifying expression, began to question everyone, asking if anyone had seen his royal relic. He accused one lady who stood nearby, then another gentleman who, in his opinion, had hands that were too long. Chapter 3. Foolish Suspicions and a Hopeless Search. Lord Wellington, being a practical man, demanded that all present begin the search. The entire reception was transformed into a comical spectacle. Respectable ladies, bending over, searched for the ring under tables. Gentlemen, with dignified looks, crawled on the carpets. I, observing this from the side, could not help but compare this scene to a disturbed ant-hill. Mr. Pendleton, in his hysteria, began to accuse everyone indiscriminately. His pride, which until that moment had been merely an adornment, turned into a veritable monster. He declared that someone present, undoubtedly envying his greatness, had stolen the ring. Chapter 4. The Just Verdict. A few days later, when the passions had subsided and everyone had already forgotten about the incident, the local sheriff, a man known for his sobriety of mind, appeared at Mr. Pendleton's estate. He brought with him an envelope. "Mr. Pendleton," he said, "your ring has been found." It turned out that the ring had not been stolen. It had simply rolled under a chair, where it was found by the local gardener, who had come the next day to clean. He, being a simple and honest man, had given it to the sheriff. Mr. Pendleton, instead of rejoicing, began to indignantly complain. He believed that his royal relic should have been found by someone from higher society, not a simple gardener. "I do not want anyone to know about this," he said. "It humiliates me." Chapter 5. On the Folly of Pride. This incident once again confirmed my opinion that pride, being the chief of human vices, is also the most foolish. It forces us to see the world in a distorted light, compels us to seek recognition where there is none, and makes us refuse joy when it is brought by someone whom we consider beneath ourselves. The story of the ring, which was so important to Mr. Pendleton, became but another reminder that a person's true wealth lies not in their ornaments, but in their heart. And pride, much like a mirror in which we look, only reflects our own folly, and like any mirror, it can shatter, leaving behind only fragments.